there's basically a theme that we're going to focus on. And in that month, we're going to run an awesome event at the beginning of the month, and that's really around getting in some key speakers within the region. And then we're going to follow that with a masterclass, which is what you're attending today. So the masterclass is really about just giving you some theory around the whole entrepreneurship sort of background and what they call the lean methodology. So that's going to happen over the course of the next few months. Now, it is going to be, sort of 10, 15, 20 minutes worth of theory, but we're also going to bring in alumni from our Runway Geelong Accelerator program to supplement sort of, how did they actually use that theory in real life, just to sort of give you some real life examples and stuff like that too. So following that, we'll then run a workshop in that same month. And the purpose of the workshop is really about the hands-on then. How do you actually apply that theory to your own idea in terms of bringing it to life and getting some traction with that idea? And it may mean, and 50% of people who sort of go through this process, it may mean that they may have come with a certain idea, but at the end of the process, they may leave with a completely different idea, and that's okay. It just means that the process has worked. So that essentially is what's going to happen each month. Now, we've had a bit of a play with the themes for the coming months, and if you haven't sort of noticed already, we sort of focused February on fashion. So February Fabulous Fashion Month is what we're calling it. We've got next month, which is March. Now, March is really going to be quite interesting because this is all about bringing your ideas to life. So at the next event in March, we're going to ask people to actually come with ideas on the back of a napkin. Because if you sort of think about it, it's really interesting that a lot of great ideas are actually born on the back of a napkin in a conversation in a bar over lots of alcohol. So that's sort of the theme. We're going to call it March Madness, just because it is going to be a mad rush with all these ideas. We're going to have a bit of a break in May, and then come back in April, but come back in May, where we're going to focus on the whole food industry. So that's going to be May Munchies. Then, because we're going to head into winter and it's a bit gloomy, a bit sort of cold and wet and dreary, we're going to liven it up with the music. So the whole theme around June Jingles, is a home music theme. July, we talked a little bit about this at the event last week, which is we're actually going to look at a little bit of youth entrepreneurship as well. So, July is all about July Juniors. And then August, in line with the Small Business Festival that we tend to run here as well, we are going to have a bit of a showcase and bring a lot of the different alumni that we've worked with over the course of the last couple of years to do a bit of a showcase around what they've actually achieved with the ideas that they originally came with. So there'll be a bit of a showcase, a bit of a celebration along with the Small Business Festival, just so that you can sort of see what's happening there. And then in September, so that's the big month. So September is where we'll hold a 2-day boot camp. That 2-day boot camp will cover basically a reminder of everything that's been covered in the last few months. And then we'll end that with a big pitch contest, where there'll be a panel of judges, and at the end of that pitch, you'll actually be eligible. The winner will get a $10,000 prize. So I have had some questions around what the eligibility is for this $10,000 prize. So at the end of the day, it would be great if most people could actually attend most of the master classes and the workshops, but we know that's not always going to be achievable with everybody's schedules. So we will sort of gauge just how full the classes are. But in September, we'll also run another sort of one day where we actually have a follow-up of all of the sessions that we've had, just so that you get a bit of a reminder. But you do have to attend the 2-day boot camp in order to be able to actually pitch at the event in terms of the competition.